Hello and welcome to Runset, a channel for intelligent and curious people like you who are searching for human sexuality in the age of artificial intelligence. And this AI age is quite different. It has brought a lot of changes in the last 2 years in our personal life as well as in our work life also. And as time passes by, one question remains really very pertinent, really very important. It's about sexual freedom. But before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks. It gives me a lot of strength. And finally, although I talk about human sexuality and sometimes about sex robots, but there is no vulgarity in this channel, and I don't promote any kind of vulgarity through this channel. Now, let's come back to our topic. How much sexual freedom is permitted? Okay, we know that it varies from country, nation to nation, country to country. But overall, we have an idea because sexual freedom is a fundamental right. You know, it's a fundamental human right, and it includes the freedom to define, explore, and experience one's sexuality without fear of violence or repression. Having said that, I would like I would like to include something more, like the right to choose one's own consensual adult relationships. It is very important. And it also includes the gender of that person without state interference, of course, because it's a private matter after all. Whether he, she, or they, it should not matter. Sexual freedom is also related to personal freedom, of course. Why not? Because it is related to autonomy, it is related to privacy, it is related to recognition of human dignity. Above all, but there are lot of caveats, lot of rules and regulations that we should keep in our mind while we are talking about sexual freedom, because the right to have the kind of sex one wants in private bedrooms is okay, but we cannot we cannot exploit that situation in any other manner, right? Or we cannot share it with others without taking permission of our partner. So therefore, you can see that sexual freedom is okay, but there are some rules and regulations that we need to keep in our mind. The freedom to express ideas online and in the media is okay, but you cannot talk about something that might hurt others' sentiment or religion or anything like that. So there are some rules and regulations. The freedom to be who one is without threat or imprisonment, it also includes sexual freedom, of course. But according to the country's laws in where you belong to, and you know whatever country you belong to, you need to adjust yourself with the law of that country. Like I am an Indian, so I should obey. I should keep the rules and regulations of my country in my mind while while I'm talking about sexual freedom or anything. Freedom of speech is okay, but to some extent it is okay, not to the not in without any rule or regulations, because we have constitution, we have constitutional rights, and we cannot just disobey rules and regulations of a country. The freedom to choose parenthood or not is also is kind of a sexual freedom, and how many children to have and when, that is also a kind of sexual freedom. But I again repeat, there are rules and regulations, and it varies from country to country, and you need to obey, you need to follow the rules and regulations because you are the citizen of that country. And finally, sexual freedom includes the freedom, this kind of freedom, to pursue healthy sexual lives without fear or unwanted pregnancies, of course, and sexually transmitted infections. That's a good part of it, I think, because there is always fear of sexually transmitted diseases if you have unprotected sex and without any knowledge of sex. So, sex education is important, and sex education, and I will talk about sex education in detail, of course, but because that is very important topic, and we should talk about it more and more because it really helps us to know more about our physicality and physically intimate acts. I hope it makes sense altogether, and I'm really curious to know your views about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. Take care and stay safe.